To Gabby Concepcion, please. Is this my baby?
How was it like having to leave, like your children, your daughter, Casey, in the Philippines when you
It was
left?
hard. Oh, it was hard. You know, it really hurts because she had nothing to do with it. You know, I never wanted to do what to leave her, but the day that I left her, I just broke out in tears, and she was about 9 or 10 years old, and I knew I was leaving for the States, and I was leaving, but I wanted to make it up to her when the time comes.
How long didn't you see Casey?
13 years.
13?
Yes.
13 years?
The whole time.
It was a cold night, you said. You were coming in from the cold, and the phone rang.
Right.
And what happened from then?
Oh, that's really, this is a touching moment. I knew she was going to call me up one of these days. So I just had my phone. I've had my phone since 1995, the same number, 415-246-6210. Don't call that number because it doesn't exist anymore. I knew that if she gets that number, she's going to give me a call. So one day the phone rings. It was 2 years ago, 2, 3 years ago. And I've never talked to her. Her voice has changed. She's a big girl now. And deep down inside, somehow, I knew it was her. And the only question she asked was, "Hello? I would like to speak to Gabby Concepcion, please." And then I said, "Is this my baby?" And she goes, "Is this Gabby Concepcion?" I said, "Yes, it is, baby." And she goes, "Pa."
Oh, my God.
I knew it was her. I knew it was her.
So,
Started talking to her in front of the car. I didn't even go in.
were you crying while you were talking to
Oh,
her?
I was very emotional.
Really?
Yeah, I was very emotional. I teary-eyed and all.
Really?
But I said, this is the moment. The moment has arrived.
You knew it was going to happen.
She wasn't even in show business or anything like that. I said, you know, it's my children, you know, she's my child. She's looking for me. And who cares? I talked to her, and I felt so good. And that feeling you cannot buy.
You look so much like her, or she looks so much like you.
Yeah, that's what people are saying all the time. You know.
Do you think so?
I think so. When I saw her in the airport the first time, I was trying to avoid her because I was getting closer and closer. I was trying to avoid her seeing me.
In the U.S.?
In the airport in the U.S. And finally, when I saw her, I went right in front of her, and she looked at me. She was and she goes, "Oh, Pa!" We started hugging each other, and then she goes, "Oh, I miss you. I miss you too. Cry me a river." And then boom, I pulled her out, and she goes, "Pa, why do we look like each other?"
That's what happens, dear.
Oh,
when you give birth to somebody, they usually look like you. So,
That's so cute.
wow,
you
that
know.
was so many weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And you said that you couldn't get enough of each other. You would.
Ah, my goodness.
Right.
Oh, I would give her the letters, you know, started crying, she read it, and then when she woke up in the morning, she had the letters on her pillow, and every morning I'd lay down and, you know, cuddle her hair and, you know, I was just thinking now, this is my 9-year-old, this is my 8-year-old. This was my baby. This is the girl that I used to hold in my hands and wash her in the
You
faucet.
sound like a typical father, but
Yeah.
you really go through that,
Oh,
right?
I did that. Yeah, I would clean her and, you know, and all that. And now look at her. She's 22 years old, 21 years old at that time, you know, and I felt, you know, so good about it.